What's going on, guys? This is Jesus here again to bring you another League of Legends video. Welcome to episode number 5 of the generic talk show about the pros. Just want to go ahead and get this out there in the introduction that Riot Games has issued a copyright claim on my pro view videos. So if you did subscribe to the channel as a result of those pro view videos, unfortunately I will no longer be able to provide them. So that kind of sucks. But we are here, back to the regularly scheduled content. If you do want to stick around, hopefully you'll enjoy it as well. But today's episode is going to be a review of Week 1 and a preview of Week 2, and let's go get into it. Alright, so there's certainly a number of things that happened this weekend that I was not expecting. Obviously, number one's got to be my number 5 power predictions for 100 Thieves going 0-2, losing to CLG pretty hard, and then also losing to Optic Gaming, who Optic in and themselves had a really good weekend, which is another surprising thing, going 2-0. Team Liquid dropping a game to Echo Fox, but still beating TSM. I don't think proves much, but is something to be mentioned. Cloud9 playing strong, going 2-0 is no surprise. Golden Guardians doing well. What is that? They went 2-0 as well, didn't they? Yeah, they went 2-0 as well, beating FlyQuest and Echo Fox. So, pretty good. FlyQuest having a pretty disappointing first week, though their first opponent being Cloud9 certainly made it pretty tough for them. But I was thinking they'd probably take on, get a win over at Golden Guardians. That being said, my picks were 500, or 50-50 on the 5-5, if you will, on the picks. So not too bad. I think I'm beating at least one person on the analyst desk at the LCS, so there's something to be proud of, I guess. So yeah, apart from that, you had Clutch Gaming that obviously they were talking about starting Cody Sun, which is something to talk about, which I think I mentioned in my last episode. Echo Fox lost to ADC, and they started, what was his name? Eugen or something like that. Usage. I didn't catch how his name was pronounced, but yeah, they took Phoenix out of the mid lane. So yeah, those are some things to note going forward and kind of see how things go. TSM obviously not starting Acadian in the second week, or the second day rather, starting Grig instead, who had a pretty good game. So yeah, a couple of really cool, interesting parts about the first week of the split so far. I don't think my power rankings changed too much as a result of this. I think maybe 100 Thieves, maybe I overestimated how good they are, losing to Clutch Gaming and CLG. I'm not Clutch, CLG and Optic Gaming rather. And Optic having a pretty good showing might actually kind of push to replace them in the playoffs that I saw 100 Thieves in. So it's possible Optic moves up there. That being said, CLG taking the win off 100 Thieves maybe is something to appreciate. We'll have to wait till later in the split to actually kind of see how good CLG actually is, though. So a little segment that I'm going to try and start here on these talk shows going forward for the reviews of the previous week. It's going to be my overperforming player of the week and then my underperforming player of the week. So my underperforming player of the week, start off with that one. It was Huni, man. Huni was not playing super well. He had, I don't know. I just expect so much more from Huni. I expect him to carry teams, get involved a lot, which he tried to do, to be fair. There were some TPs down bot lane where he certainly got himself some kills. It just, in the scheme of things, I think it put him behind more so than anything. And I just, for the past couple of, splits now, we're going almost a year at this point. He's been underperforming heavily, so maybe going into next week I just don't put him on that pedestal and maybe he'll actually perform where I expect him to be. But for this week I'm going to put him at my underperforming player of the week. And then for my overperforming player of the week, as much as I ragged on him in my previous episode, I'm definitely going to give it to Dokla. The man played a decent poppy. He came in did some damage on Jace. I mean, definitely not like a superstar performance by any means, but again, this is basically taking somebody who I expect to perform meh or even bad, and have put in pretty good performances. And I think he did that. So first game of the week on Saturday, it's going to be Echo Fox versus Cloud9. Echo Fox had a pretty strong performance, I think, for their first week, at least in terms of my expectations, but so did Cloud9. I expect Cloud9 to continue kind of pumping through most of the teams in the LCS, so I'm going to go ahead and just make it quick. This one's over to C9 in my opinion. All right, second game of the week. It's going to be on Saturday as well as Liquid versus 100 Thieves. It feels bad to be a 100 Thieves fan right now. It's got to. I just feel like after another 0-2 start for 100 Thieves, it's going to be rough to actually get into a solid mentality to be able to come out, perform, and outperform what I think is still the best team in North America. So I'm going to give the edge to Team Liquid in this one. So next up, you got TSM versus FlyQuest. TSM did come out playing strong, and obviously they got beat by Team Liquid, which I called, expected to happen. But still, I believe that they're the best team in North America, being Team Liquid, and so it's an understandable loss from TSM, and they come back out and beat what seems to be a stronger CLG in the second game last week. So I'm thinking that they'll probably continue to do pretty well. FlyQuest, who struggled to get a win in the first week, might struggle to get a win on Saturday as well. I'm going to give the edge to TSM. Following TSM versus FlyQuest, you're going to have Optic Gaming versus CLG. This, I think, is a really interesting matchup because I think it determines the middle of the pack, who's potentially that sixth-place team. And it'll also help in the head-to-heads when that might actually matter come the end of the split. But CLG and Optic might possibly be actually vying for that number 6 spot. I'm interested to see who's going to come out on top. Meteos was a beast. Crown did pretty well as well. As I said, Dokla was my overperforming player of the week last week. Even Arrow got a little crazy there, but again, he had that one Draven game last split, so maybe that was it for him. I don't know, but they do certainly have a strong mid jungle duo there. CLG Ruin actually, is potentially a carry top laner, right? Like he actually might be what Darshan was trying to be, and be able to pull it off. I still don't have a whole lot of faith in Wiggly, and I think that that's gonna be a problem going forward, and they'll probably recognize that eventually. So I'm going to stick with the mid-jungle duo strength that I think is really good right now in League of Legends, and I'm going to give the edge to Optic Gaming. Final game of the day on Saturday is going to be Clutch versus Golden Guardians. Clutch tried to switch out their ADC, put Cody Sun in. Cody Sun didn't do horribly, by any means. They were certainly putting pressure on him in the bot lane. Hunu was trying to help out, teleporting in, trying to make sure that he was staying safe, because obviously Cody Sun's not a great laner. He's more known for his scaling and performing in late game team fights. So that's what they were trying to do, and trying to get Cody Sun to get to that point to where he actually can affect these team fights effectively. It's not the best meta at all to be able to do that. So he's going to have to learn how to lane, or it's just going to be, I think, a rough time for Clutch Gaming. Golden Guardians, however, came out, performed even better than I expected them to. It's possibly that they have their stuff together. That being said, their bot lane is still weak, but I just don't think that the bot lane of Clutch Gaming is going to make that much of a difference. And I think Froggen and Hanser are going to be able to actually put something together to take this game. So I'm going to give it to Golden Guardians on this one. Getting into Sunday, first game of the day is going to be CLG versus Team Liquid. So this will also be an interesting game, especially people seem to be thinking that Team Liquid is losing some steam, burnt out, not up to the current patch because of having spent so much time on the previous patches from MSI. So CLG came out, at least performed decently in beating 100 Thieves, I think. So it might end up being a closer match than I think. However, I'm still in the Liquid camp, and I think that Liquid's the best team in North America. So I think that they'll beat CLG. Following that game, you're going to have the Battle of Red with 100 Thieves versus Clutch Gaming. I still think Clutch is the worst team in North America, and I think 100 Thieves could potentially find their first win of the split here. Hopefully they'll be able to put something together, because it's going to be rough going 0-4. Ask Golden Guardians last split, even though they still made playoffs. I'm sure it didn't feel good going 0-4 in the first part of the split. So hopefully 100 Thieves will be able to put something together here and get the win. I'm going to be pulling for them. I also think that they're a better team, and they're actually going to just get the win here. So following that game, you're going to have Echo Fox versus TSM. This is also a pretty interesting match. Like I said, Echo Fox outperformed my expectations, even with switching out those two players. Certainly Solo did really, really well. I still think that Solo is probably one of the more underrated top laners in general. And man, he did really well. So props to Solo on that. If he can have another game like that against Broken Blade, I think it sets up Echo Fox to do pretty well. I'm guessing TSM's going to be starting Greg, who also had a pretty good performance, just because of my general power strengths, based on what I expect to happen in this game. I'm gonna think TSM's going to get the win here. So up next is going to be Golden Guardians versus Cloud9. So this one will also be a pretty interesting matchup. It's currently two of the undefeated teams. I think Optics there as well, if I'm not mistaken. But Golden Guardians and Cloud9 are both undefeated so far. I think that it's quite possible that they'll both be undefeated going into this game as well. So this might be the game to decide who's going to be the last undefeated team in the NALCS, or in the LCS, I should say. So it's going to be tough to decide, but I think Cloud9 is just generally a better team. I think they're more well-rounded. They have a solid bot lane, which is something that Golden Guardians, I think, lacks. So because of that, I'm going to give the edge to Cloud9. All right, and then last game of week 2 on Sunday is going to be FlyQuest versus Optic Gaming, which means nobody's going to be watching that game. Just kidding. I love all the teams equally. But FlyQuest, I think, is really going to be super sad, because they might go 0-4. I mean, it's possible. It's possible FlyQuest goes 0-4, especially if Optic comes out the way that they have been, or it did in the first 2 games. That being said, I think FlyQuest is again a more well-rounded team. I think Dokla's going to have more of a hard time against Viper. Viper, man, solo killed Licorice at least once in their match. So Viper's a force to be reckoned with, and he might be able to run away with this game. Mid-jungle duos kind of, I think, relatively even in this match. Maybe slight edge to Optic, but then FlyQuest also has a relatively competent bot lane. So I'm going to give the edge to FlyQuest, say they take this one, and get possibly their first win of the split. So, yeah. Alright guys, that was my episode number 5 of the Generic Talk Shows about the pros. Quick little review of week 1, as well as my predictions going into week 2 and what we can expect. Sorry, again, I hate that I'm not going to be able to post any more Pro View content. It does suck, but blame Riot Games, not me. And maybe one day we'll be able to do something to where everybody's able to actually see the Pro View, because it's a neat experience, not going to lie. But hopefully you enjoy this content as well, and if you did, give me the thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because you know I'm going to bring you the top quality League of Legends content on a daily basis. I'm Jesus, and I'll see you guys next time.